Rob here at etrailer.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Curt Class 5 custom fit trailer hitch receiver on our 2018 Chevrolet Express van. Our Curt hitch is going to be made specifically for heavy duty towing. So if you got a work van and you got a lot of tools or anything else you want to take with you, this is going to be a really good addition. Now our cross tube is going to sit right below the bumper, but it does have that matte black carbide finish to it, so it's going to hide scratches pretty well and blend in underneath. And since it's going to be going on a work van or something that we need a lot of heavy duty weight capacity with, the main concern we're going to have is the weight capacity of our hitch. Now as far as the weight capacity does go, our hitch is going to have a 2,400 pound tongue weight. That's going to be the maximum downward pressure at the end of the receiver tube. It's also going to have a 16,000 pound gross trailer weight rating. That's how much it can pull, but that does include the trailer and everything we have loaded on it. Now it is rated for use with weight distribution systems as well. The tongue weight's going to stay the same, but our gross trailer weight rating is going to bump up to 17,000 pounds. Keep in mind that is the rating for the hitch, and we want to double check our owner's manual and not exceed the manufacturer's rating for our van. Even though it is a Class 5, our hitch is still going to provide us with that 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube opening. And we're going to be able to use our standard 5/8 pin and clips. Now these are not included with the hitch, but you can pick them up here along with some locking and anti-rattle devices to keep everything secure and quiet on the road. Our safety chain connection point, it's going to be a plate style welded to the bottom of the receiver tube. And you can see even with some of these really oversized hooks, we got plenty of room to get them in place. Or if we have these really small hooks, we'll still be able to get them on, but because of the thick flange here, it may be a little difficult to get them fully engaged. I'd like to give you a few measurements. These are going to help you out whenever you're looking for accessories for your new hitch, like a ball mount, a bike rack, or even a cargo carrier. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost edge of the bumper is right about 3.5 inches. Now that measurement is going to help you out when you're looking at folding accessories to make sure you have enough room that they can go in the upright position and not make contact with the rear bumper. From the ground to the inside top edge of the receiver tube opening is right about 18.5 inches. Now that measurement is going to help you find the appropriate ball mount, see if you need a rise or drop to match up to your trailer. But now that we've seen what our hitch looks like and gone over some of the features, let's get it installed together. To begin our installation, we want to come underneath the back of our van, and we're going to come to the side of the frame rail here. We can go ahead and point out the mounting locations for our hitch. If we look at the bottom of the frame, we're going to have 2 holes that are going to be towards the very back. Those will be 2 of our mounting locations. And if we move forward, we'll have this brace on the side. Just forward of that, we'll have another 2 holes, but we're only going to be paying attention to the one furthest forward. That's going to be another mounting location. Now in your kit, there's going to be 2 different size bolts. We'll have 1/2 inch bolts, and we're going to have a 9/16 bolts. The 9/16 is going to be just a little bit bigger, and these need to go at the very rear mounting location. We're also going to have spacer blocks, and if we look real close, the squares are going to be just a little bit bigger, so you want to make sure you use the correct blocks for the correct bolt, because the 1/2 inch blocks will not fit onto the 9/16 bolts. Now if we come to the inside of the frame, we'll have this really large opening right next to our mounting points, so we're going to use this as an access hole so we can get our hardware in place. We want to take our square hole spacer block, make sure you got the right one, take our 9/16 bolt, I'm going to pass it through the block so it does kind of comes through the hole. Just going to reach into the frame and pass the bolts down. Now on our van, you can see that our 9/16 bolt's not going to make it through the hole. So we're going to need to enlarge the hole so that we can get the bolt to go through. Now you can use a file or whatever you have available. I'm going to be using a file bit on my drill just to make it a little bit quicker. Since we went ahead and filed that down, I'm going to come back with some spray paint. I'm going to spray the exposed metal, hopefully preventing any kind of rust or corrosion down the road. And now that we can get our hardware in over here, we're going to repeat that same process over on the passenger side and verify that the hardware goes in all those holes. And with both sides ready, we can drop all of our hardware in place. Again, we'll just take the smaller ones, reach inside the frame rail, and drop them down. And we'll do that on the other side as well. Now with the next set of hands, we're going to lift our hitch up. You're going to be careful not to push those bolts back in the frame. If you do, it'll be all right because we can always reach in and grab them. Then you want to make sure you grab the correct nut because, again, our 9/16 bolts are going to be just a little bit bigger than the other ones. We want to loosely get at least one bolt in on each side. That way the hitch will hold itself up, and we can put the rest of the hardware in place. For our 9/16 nuts, I'm going to come back with a 7/8 socket and tighten them up. For our 1/2 inch hardware, I'm going to use a 3/4 inch socket. Now you want to come back with a torque wrench, torque all your hardware down to the specified amount in the instructions. Now you do want to pay attention because our 9/16 bolts are going to have a different rating than the 1/2 inch bolts, so double check those instructions and make sure you go back and torque all your hardware down. But once you have all your bolts torqued down, that'll finish up your installation and your look at the Curt Class 5 custom fit trailer hitch receiver on our 2018 Chevrolet Express.